I'm Chad with Anarchy Off-Road Utah. We wanted to show you some pretty cool products we found from Rough Country. This is the 40 quart Rough Country cooler. The cool things about this cooler is we've got one-on-one experience of this cooler. This is our Anarchy Jeep. This is when we take on all our recoveries. This is when we go take to have fun, the whole nine. And we're going to tell you what we love and hate and everything else about this cooler. So, what I love most about the cooler is the amount of money that it saves on ice. I figured with our family and the trips that we take out with this cooler, it takes us about 11 trips worth of ice for this cooler to pay for itself, which I think is amazing. Inside the cooler, it's super plain, super simple. You got your sandwich area, lunch meats, cheeses, whatever, and then it holds 20 bottles of water in this cooler. Now, other awesome things about this cooler is you get to pick and choose what the temperature is set at. So this cooler will go all the way down to -4 degrees. At -4, you can have ice cream, you can have whatever in the world you want. And what I love the most about this cooler that I didn't realize until after I owned the cooler and it was in the Jeep is, I mean, how many of us are guilty if we're going to the gas station or the grocery store and we buy lettuce, milk, cheese, whatever, and you're like, oh man, I forgot to go to the other store. Or, you know, as guilty as I am, I get caught BSing another person in the parking lot. And I don't want my stuff to be getting hot. It's pretty simple. Turn the cooler on, throw your groceries, throw your produce in there, continue on your day. It's not gonna ruin anything about your day. It's just gonna continue on just great. And like I said, it's amazing how much you can hold in this thing. Some great qualities about this cooler that I love the most about it is, I mean, it's Rough Country. And Rough Country gets some mixed reviews, and that's totally okay. But the best thing about this Rough Country cooler is this Rough Country cooler is powered by LG. So we all know LG products. I love LG products. They've been amazing. We've had this cooler in this Jeep and working in this Jeep for about the last four months. Zero issues, no problems whatsoever. This cooler is set up to where not only you can plug it into a 110, you can plug it into a 12-volt cigarette lighter. So no matter which way you decide you want to use it, it's there. And another great point about this product is, say, you know, we've all been on the trail all day and you're tired and you're irritated and you've had enough. You know, this cooler will stay in this Jeep running for about 3 days before it starts having a beep sounding an alarm that the battery's getting too low, and it'll shut itself off and you'll still have enough power to start the Jeep, which I think is an amazing safeguard inside this Jeep. So if you're out overlanding or doing whatever you're doing, you still have an opportunity of having cold drinks for days and knowing that it's not going to drain your battery and leave you on the trail somewhere. Some other cool things about this cooler that I think is some awesome sales points is this isn't for only overlanding. This isn't for only side by sides. This isn't only for everything. This is an everyday use cooler. You go to the store, you go do whatever you're doing, you can take this thing, unplug it out of your Jeep, truck, whatever. You can take it right in the garage, right in the house, plug it right back into the 110, and you can just take it right back out the next day without having to unload the cooler and unloading all the contents. It's not super heavy. It's not user unfriendly. I really haven't found any aspects about the cooler that I don't like yet. I was a little worried in the beginning where inside you have basically this cold section in the back is raised, and it is due to the motor, the refrigerator motor, being underneath that, and then this being a full cooler space in the front here. So I thought it would limit me on what I could bring, but you're not realizing, hey, I don't need ice, so I don't need to have all this excess room. So 20 bottles of water is a ton of water. and able to have your sandwiches, everything that you need up front, and staying cool. And like I said, even having the opportunity to have ice cream is just a killer deal. With the Rough Country cooler, they also sell it with the option of having the slide out tray. This isn't something you have to buy, and it's not something that comes with the cooler when you buy it. And why we love this cooler so much, because there's a lot of great coolers on the market, but this cooler, I'm talking in your possession for under $400. That's realistic, works, and functions great. The stand itself can be mounted anywhere, in the back of a Jeep, back of a pickup, it doesn't matter. I've seen videos of these things rolling around in the back of the pickup. They really truly do take a beating, and that's why I have one, is because some friends of ours have some rental Jeeps. They've been in there for a couple years, and they have been used and abused, and they're just going strong and working phenomenally. So I think this is probably one of the best bang for your buck coolers that's on the market. Now the stand itself is pretty self-explanatory. It just bolts into a few bolt holes. It's not super hard to install. It's super straightforward. Our cooler that we run here in the Anarchy JK, we are running ours off of a power inverter up underneath the ledge from 110 to the cooler. There's no rhyme or reason why we did that. It's just that it was there, so I didn't have to use up my own 12-volt plug-in that's in the back. So any power source, the cooler performs perfectly, and it's very accurate. So when you have your drinks and stuff in the cooler, or say you've had the cooler off for a while, this cooler has been off for about a week. I turned it on this morning. It's been on for about 3 hours. It's got about 15 bottles of water in it. It's already down to 31 degrees. This is showing actual temperature that's inside the cooler. If you hit an arrow down or whichever, it'll tell you pretty much where your temperature is set and how far away you are from the targeted temperature. So when you have the bottles of water and say the cooler's full and it's hot drinks, it does take right around an hour or so to get everything cooled off inside the cooler. But once that gets there, it stays there, and it stays there for a long time. If the cooler is empty and you're putting cold stuff in here, within 10 to 15 minutes, this cooler is going to be at operating temperature, and it's going to stay there, and it's going to perform phenomenally. The slider, it's got a couple safety features that are a little weird, but understandable. So as you push it back into the Jeep, you only get about halfway, and it stops you. And then you just basically push again to push the cooler the rest of the way to latch. Then it has a safety over here to where the cooler can't bounce, rattle, slide out, whack your door. When you buy the cooler with the rack, it comes with these straps. It comes with everything you need, all the hardware that you need to install this thing. The rack, I believe, is somewhere around $200. Maybe I'm lying a little over. It's pretty close. But like I said, the cooler itself is an amazing product. Whether it is a picnic or whatever, this thing is absolutely amazing. Over here is one that we have installed for a customer today. We just finished it up. This is a 2018 JL, and I just wanted to show how we installed the product, how it functions in a more stock Jeep, and how simple it is to install. So basically what we did is we just ran a few nut rivets into the floor through the carpet, bolted it through. It looks very clean, very sleek. This will give you an idea. Brand new one. Comes with a great light for those late night snacks or late night drinks on the trail. The basket pulls out so you can clean it out easily, remove your contents very quickly. Like I said, we supply a lot of the oil field industry here, and I think that that's where one of the best points for this cooler to fit in. These guys are buying 4 to 6 bags of ice a day, trying to keep their lunch, their drinks, everything cool. And like I said, with this cooler, you're going to save all that. You're going to buy this one time, and that's it. There's no more ice. There's no more having to stop for special ice. You're saving $5 to $6 a day per bag on ice. And the coolest thing about this thing is having that sandwich tray up there. Guess what? No more soggy sandwiches. or you can just bring everything that you need to make your sandwich. That's the coolest thing about this cooler. It's just like your fridge at the house. It's not going to make anything weird or gross, or say all the ice melts and everything gets waterlogged and it starts filling up the Ziploc bags with water. And then guess what? We all know what that is. That's a skip lunch day, and it's never fun for anyone. So we're also going to be doing a review here soon on this Rough Country 500 watt generator. And man, I got a lot of great things to say about these two. But what I want to leave you with the cooler is this 500 watt amp hour generator will run this cooler for 26 hours at 26 degrees, which I thought was pretty amazing. It's about the only test we've done so far to see how long the 500 watt generator will last. But anyway, so you go to the lake, you want to go to the beach, you pack this bad boy, you pack this down there with you, and you have an on-the-go refrigerator. Well, we'd love to get some feedback, so if you guys comment, share, subscribe, let us know what you think.